Okay, looking back at my pre-flood world map, that's probably what it looked like. Green Sahara. That's my theory on Atlantis. It actually moved from there and crashed into Europe because of an impact event that happened up there that caused this whole area to crack and uplift and force this landmass to crash into Europe. But not for now. We're just going to look at now the flood myths. These are all the flood myths of civilizations around the world, okay? It takes my impact theory a lot further. If you go back to the last great cataclysmic event before the biblical flood, it's not the end of the dinosaurs, the beginning of the dinosaurs period, 251 million years ago. I'm suggesting these are all impact craters that are all connected together here that split up Pangaea. And no scientist to date, in my opinion, has mirrored it up. You'd think that it would be so obvious. Okay, so that's the impact area, and you can see how these two were once, that combined landmass. And then we have what's happening at the top here. That's where Atlantis was over 10,000 odd years ago, and this is where it was as pieces broke away from North America. It was that portion that was joined there, and that ended up there. It moved along with Africa. But what happened just recently, the impact event that hit the North Pole area, that created a big crack down here and pushed us over, made it that. So there's a second little area where that landmass has moved. It left a very big smooth area that I've proven my Atlantis story where it moved from. Spain, there's Donana. I was looking at low-angled impact events because I'm pretty sure precession, the wobble of this last impact event, set the Earth wobbling. And low-angled impacts can actually exert a force that can move the surface of the planet. And I think it was a big one that went right through the core of, right through the Earth's crust and detonated beneath it. It lifted it up. So we were basically like this, Atlantis, more upright axis that's naturally set with the sun and revolving around the sun. And after the impact event, we have this wobble, and it's tilted a lot more. So Atlantis to there, something must have moved the planet, an impact event, and that's what I was looking at. And there it is, looking for a low-angled impact. Isn't that amazing? This has got an actual name, the Lomonosov Ridge. I think it's that one. We've got names. That it came in at a low angle, went beneath the ice crust. This would have all been ice, through the bottom of the ocean underneath it, through the Earth's crust, and then detonated underneath a strange shaped little small landmass that now changed to this shape. And the reason I think that that's important is from the ballistic gel test. When you have a ballistic gel with a very hard surface on the outside, so if anything lifts up, you'll see cracking. A low-angled projectile at a high velocity that goes beneath it forces it up in that shape. Now, isn't that amazing? That's pretty much exactly what we have there. Wow. I think that's proving a low-angle impact. There is the mid-ocean ridge. That's the name of that one. And the Lomonosov Ridge that side. Coincidence or not, all around these areas they found very large chunks of iron meteorite. The largest iron chunks of meteorite found on the planet are all around this area. Northern Russia, Northern America. Okay. There's a name that they're given to this new crack, and I can't remember it, but anyway, it's just a huge crack that's beneath the ice that the water now flows through as it is melting. With climate change, strange enough, the water that's melting from that now is coming through and depositing in the ocean at the bottom of that crack. But here's what I think happened. There it goes, penetrating the Earth's crust, and this is the debris field. Okay, if it's hitting like that and this blast is the ejecta is coming into this direction, we should find evidence of an ejecta field around here. Now we're going to see what scientists say. That's what it would have looked like after it lifted up, and all the oceans now have got to go somewhere, and it would flow over the Sahara Desert. We're going to look at that in a few minutes. And there's Atlantis, the landmass, big crack forming as it detonates. The impact area is obviously a huge ejector up there, but going beneath the Earth, detonating beneath the Earth's crust, it forces it up like this, and there are these huge cracks obviously under the sea, lifting up, pushing Atlantis into Europe. Now here's what scientists say. The Younger Dryas field, Younger Dryas boundary field, they draw it like that. Now isn't it a coincidence, if that's an impact event that goes in that direction, that it would send all that debris field like that? I would say the correlation of a low angled impact from that angle is a complete match. There's a bit more information here if you'd like to read through it too, how things moved and how Atlantis was forced from there into Europe. With that being the Younger Dryas impact, that's been debated for more than 10 years now. Scientists found it first, and of course a lot of authors are running with it. 12,800 years ago, something happened, and it was catastrophic. It would have looked like that. Three main torrents. I followed one through the Grand Canyon area, one through the Scablands area, and the flattened landscape. This is Tornado Alley. This flattened and left the Great Lakes obviously after it. So you need a lot of ocean flowing to change a continent like that. Salt flats, salt deposits, the smoothness of the torrents, the way it erodes the landmass, all in my book, Herschel's Atlantis. Okay, so it's crustal upthrust from Greenland and then all this water moving. That's what the Scablands look like, large boulders that were forced to erode portions of the earth. There's a man standing on one there. But now, I'm taking on every expert in flood, let's call it flood dynamics, every geologist, every scientist that has said that there's no evidence of a biblical flood. But look at these sweeping lines down here, all of these down here. They say winds do that. Not if they're going at different angles and turning corners, because wind always changes. It's never going to make a definite path. These are soil deposits coming from that direction, the north. Now we're going to go a lot further into this. Let's look closely at an enlargement of this area. Look how the sands flow through, and look at the different angles of flow. Winds do not do that. Scientists need to look at this far more seriously than they are now. Look at another area, this one down here. This is amazing. Come on, guys. This is evidence of the Great Flood. And there is salt deposits from here right the way up through to the Mediterranean. This is what Google Earth looks like when you see the deserts. Is it being hidden, or is it just that's how the computer photographing works? Because in detail, if you look at the latest pictures from that slip through the, let's say, slip through the media, they show you a picture of a satellite orbiting, or it's the ISS, and you get a background of the Sahara Desert. This is how defined it looks on a clear day, no clouds.
With the earlier Sumerian clay tablets' precise version of the cosmic human origin star map, and how it matched the template at Stonehenge, would come the mindset that had Herschel set out to search the Atlantic Ocean seabed. It would be this clue that would culminate in this documentary's biggest revelation.
As the world was counting down to 2012, I was watching Google Earth, looking for ruins, refreshed my page, and I saw that. I recognized that curvature from somewhere. This could be a computer code. I think it's first contact. The ancients are returning. I've published a book, Herschel's Atlantis, and there's a 2-hour documentary you'll see at the end of the video. These are my 3 books. I'm trying to promote Saving Forests, $19 for all 3, 1 delivery. Please consider becoming a flame keeper in the here and now, or when you are gone, or as an activist. Please press pause and come back to this and you'll see the detail. But as a flame keeper, you become part of the quest to secure the interpretational copyright and visibility of the hidden records. That is the difference.